As Austin was saying, there are a few terms you may not be familiar with, and our job is to go over those. One of those is the operating system. The operating system is how the user interacts with the computer and calls things up. An example of this is Windows, OXS, or Linux and Unix. Linux is a open source software. Open source software is software that is open to the public so that anyone can edit it and contribute to it. And it's also free, which is an added thing. And there's constant support for it.
Another word that you might not be familiar with is BIOS. BIOS stands for Basic User Input Output. Why do we care about this little word? Because when you turn it on, it chooses by default the hard drive disk or the solid state disk where the operating system has been loaded. What we want to do when installing a new operating system is get into the BIOS menu so that we can choose not to start from the place where the current OS is installed and choose a bootable flash drive or a CD-ROM.
So another term you may not be familiar with is hard drive. A hard drive is where the operating system is actually stored on. There are several different types. One of those is a standard hard drive, and the other one is a solid-state hard drive. A solid-state hard drive is a hard drive that has no moving parts, and it's actually faster. So depending on what operating system you want, or how fast you want it, you may want to have a solid-state. Let's go to slide 6 and go over the specs. So the specs that you'll need for the computer are outlined in the documentation, so that you'll be able to go over those.
Slide 7, please. Please look at the picture on the left. Now look at the picture on the right. Have you ever felt this way? Well, I have. Have you, Reed?
I have definitely felt that way.
So why do we feel that way? Because computers stop doing what they're supposed to be doing. You try to open a program and it takes forever to load. Or you try to turn it on and it's never doing it. Or it just restarts when it wants. This happens because with time and with the internet, we acquire malware. One of the subclasses of this can be virus, as you might know. And this makes your computer go slower. We lose performance. The solution to this is a reboot. A reboot means that we're gonna wipe out whatever we have in the computer and install the operating system again so that all the viruses and malware goes away. If we want to accomplish this, we will need to go to a technician, pay money, and maybe even lose our data. So why should you know how to install an operating system? Because of this. Next slide. The purpose of this document is for us to provide you with the knowledge and capability of reinstalling an operating system by yourself.
So on slide 9, there are pictures of the tools that you will need to be able to install these, which is a keyboard and a mouse. And you don't need to be a technician to be able to install it, like Israel was saying. Anybody can install it, and it's really simple and easy to do, as long as you follow the step-by-step instructions in our instructions.
Exactly, Reed. We have created these documents specially for you. We've made the instructions in a way that you can follow up pretty easily. You're not going to be lost. And if you get lost, we've added a special section at the end of it called troubleshooting. This is meant to help you out, get out of the steps that you couldn't find out how to do it, or if you find a given error, we're going to help you recover from that. So that's why we think you should know how to install an operating system, and we know that this would be useful for you. Thanks for choosing us, and thank you.
Thanks.